Welcome to EPG Pathshala. This is Dr. Mrinmoy Pramanik. I teach comparative Indian language and literature at the University of Calcutta. Today, we will discuss a module on Australian play by a writer of European descent, Alan Seymour, The One Day of the Year. The content of this module is prepared by Safia Begum, University of Hyderabad. This module introduces you with one of the major playwrights of Australian origin, Alan Seymour, and also to his play The One Day of the Year. Along with it, we will also learn significant concepts associated with the play like ANZSC Day. First, you will be introduced to the life and works of Alan Seymour. Later on, in this module, we will learn about the background, setting, plot of the play, and then critically analyze it. During this process of learning, we will find some interesting and important facts about both the playwright and play. The playwright Alan Seymour. Alan Seymour, a renowned playwright, script editor, and producer, was born to Louise Nee and Howard Seymour Warren on 6 June 1927 in Fremantle, Western Australia. His mother was a cookney. She had great fondness for singing and dancing, and the same she wanted to inculcate in Alan. His father was a seaman. Alan had 5 sisters, May, Eleanor, Winfred, and Mary. There was 14 years of age gap between him and his youngest sister. The age of his parents at the time of his birth was 45. Louise and 63, Howard Seymour, and once Alan called himself as menopausal baby. He lost his parents at a very young age of 9 years. He was brought up by his sisters, May, and brother-in-law, Alfred Curthers, who did not have children. Alan was sent to Perth Modern School, but he left it at the age of 15, and at this tender age, he also lost faith in religion. Initially, Alan worked as a radio announcer at 6 p.m. and wrote short plays. When he grew up, he moved to Sydney to work as a copywriter, but after the war, he returned to his homeland, Perth. Works of Alan Seymour. His major works are Swamp Creature, 1955 to 56, The One Day of the Year, 1958, The Gaiety of Nations, The First Anti-Vietnam War Play, 1965, A Break in the Music, 1966, The Pope and the Peel, 1968, and Shattering, 1975, The Float, 1980, Frost in May, 1982, The House of Eliot, 1991, Anglia's Tales of the Unexpected, 1979 to 88. He was awarded Order of Australia. He also wrote novels like The Coming Self-Destruction of the United States in 1969, which raised concerns over racial prejudices. Apart from his plays in Britain, Alan's popularity also rests on the television adaptation of L.P. Hartley's Eustace and Hilda and Antonio White's Frost in May and John Mesfield's The Box of Delight. His last project, which remained incomplete, was a novel based on the life of Yagan, an indigenous Australian warrior who played a crucial role in resisting the British colonial settlement in Western Australia. Alan Seymour was a gay. His partner, Ron Badley, was a Royal Australian Air Force war veteran. They lived together for 54 years and 8 months till Badley's demise in 2003. After Baddeley's demise, Allen took to Alzheimer and lived in Elizabeth Bay, a care facility for elderly people. Allen died on 23rd March 2015. Background of the play. One afternoon in 1955, on the Anzac Day, Seymour was walking on the street of suburb of Summerhill. He found drunk and exhausted men laying on the streets after the celebration of Anzac Day and also the dawn service and morning march. He reasons the purpose of his writing the play as follows: as long as men fusily exchanged rich romantic memories with wartime colleagues, so long, it seemed to me, would any sensible analysis of the individual engagements of those wars, and indeed of war itself, be delayed. Why not a play about the essential hollowness of the Anzac Day maunderings? This became the reason for his penning the widely known play, The One Day of the Year. However, Seymour though was unhappy the way Anzac Day was celebrated, but to his surprise, he says, I found myself liking, almost loving, the older generation represented in the play, the sheer persistence of their long and scruffy battle to cope with the overwhelming facts of the life of this century. War, depression, war forced me to respect them. Alan Seymour penned the play for a playwriting competition in 1958, and it was to be performed at the inaugural Adelaide Festival in 1960. However, it was withdrawn from the festival as the executive committee felt that the play's content is controversial. This created a controversy, and several months later, an amateur theatre group decided to perform it in Adelaide. After its success, it went to Sydney and was later performed in various other countries. The play was initially banned in 1960 as it criticizes the Anzac Day tradition, but soon it was proved successful in other countries and its television adaptation came out and it successfully performed on the stage. It is a 3-act play that deals with the war memorial day called Anzac Day, which is celebrated in Australia and New Zealand. It is one of the significant days that commemorate the wars and lives of the soldiers who sacrificed their lives for their nation. Taking the War Memorial Day as a broader frame of reference, the play critiques the various issues of the Australian society. More importantly, the conflict between the old and modern generations idea. Further, it raises the questions about the over-romanticizing of the day and brings out the effects of war on the returned soldiers. Anzac Day. ANZ in Anzac stands for Australia and New Zealand, and AC in it means Army Corps. It is the national and commemorative day for both Australia and New Zealand that is held every year on 25th of April in the memory of brave soldiers who lost their lives or injured in the First World War. During the World War I, Australia, the Commonwealth of Britain, fought with its allies and tried to capture the Gallipoli Peninsula that forms the part of Turkey. The intention was to make route to the Black Sea and capture the capital city of Turkey, Constantinople. Nevertheless, the Allied lost it and Turkey owned it, but the war left a consciousness among the Australians, that is, the need for a National Day celebration. The vacuum was filled by the Anzac Day. Throughout his life, Allen was majorly known only for this play. the one day of the year, alone though he wrote and did many other interesting works. Once he said, in some ways, it has been bit of an albatross. I have written 10 other plays, but none has received the recognition or made the impact of this one. Perhaps it is the subject of the play that fascinates the audiences and readers alike throughout the world that made the play unforgettable. The character of Alf Cook of the one day of the year was inspired by Alan's brother-in-law, Alfred Crathurst. Setting of the play. The play takes places in Sydney in the year 1958. The setting is in the small working class house which has a lounge, kitchen and bedroom. Characters of the play. Alf Cook. Alf Cook is in his 40s, works as a lift driver, but before this he served in the army and participated in the Second World War. Dot Cook is also in her 40s. She is the wife of Alf Cook and mother to Huggy Cook. Huggy Cook. Huggy Cook is a 20-year-old son of Dot and Alf Cook. He studies in university. Jan Castle is a university student and girlfriend of Huggy Cook. She belongs to high-class society and lives in North Shore of Sydney. Walker Dawson. Walker Dawson is a friend of Dot and Alf Cook. He is the veteran of World War I and II. Plot of the play. Act 1. Alf Cook is a working class man who has participated in the Second World War. Right now, he is disenchanted with his life as he does not like the way others treat him, merely as a lift driver. He is unhappy about his life. He thinks that he has not achieved anything in life and is still living in a small house. He even never realized his dreams to be an engineer. However, once on Anzac Day, he pours out his feelings in front of his friend. Waka, another war veteran, Alf says, I am a bloody Australian and I am always stand up for bloody Australia. That is what I felt like saying to him, bloody Pommy. You can't say anything to him. They still think they own the bloody earth. Well, they don't own the bloody earth. The place is full of him. Is not it, Waka? Is not it? And Waka replies in affirmative. Huggy arrives home with his girlfriend Jan, who belongs to upper class. Huggy is aware of his working class status. Huggy and Jan are planning to write an article on Anzac Day for their university newspaper. They hold distinct opinion about Anzac Day as compared to Huggy's family. Huggy and Jan think that it is the day of public drunkenness. Huggy, while talking to Jan, explains, I can't stand waste of lives, waste of men. That whole thing, Anzac Gallipoli, was a waste. Certainly not to glorify God. There has been another war since then. Dozens of wars everywhere. Thousands of lousy little victories and defeats to forget. But they go on and on about this 1 year after year as thought it really was something. Huggy, who grew up observing the day and attending Anzac Day, dawn service and march with his father, develops an opinion different from his parents, and this change gives rise to the conflict between father and son. He further says to Jan, this time last year, all the week before, I watched him, Alf, getting worse and worse. I thought I won't go. I won't observe it anymore. But I did. When it came to the point, I did. Well, that was the last time. This time, I am going to celebrate Anzac Day my way, with my feelings, my photos from my camera, on paper, in print. Even if it rubbishes absolutely and completely all I have been brought up on, That is what I am going to do. All that old eyewash about national characters a thing of the past. Australians are this, Australians are that. Australians make the greatest soldiers, the best fighters. It is all rubbish. The Europeans here, new Australian migrants, force us to see that all people are pretty much the same, and that is the best thing that ever happened to this country. Maybe the next generations won't be so one-eyed. Act 2. Huggy, Alson and Jan, his girlfriend, both decided to cover the Anzac Day for their university newspaper. They specifically want to focus on the end part of the celebratory day where all men are found excessively drunk. Huggy for the first time detests this and refuses to be the part of this celebration day and does not attend the dawn services that he usually used to attend with his father Alf. He remains at home with his mother and Waka and watches the march with them at home on television. He is torn between the two sides. At one, he is angry and outrageous on the display of such barbarity in the name of the Memorial Day, and on the other side, he feels love for his father. Huggy, while talking to Jan, explains, I can't stand waste of lives, waste of men. That whole thing Anze Gallipoli was a waste, certainly not to glorify. God, there has been another war since then, dozens of wars everywhere, thousands of lousy little victories and defeats to forget. But they go on and on about this one year after year as though it really was something. Huggy, who grew up observing the day and attending Anzac Day dawn service and march with his father, develops an opinion different from his parents, and this change gives rise to the conflict between father and son. He further says to Jan, this time last year, all the week before, I watched him getting worse and worse. I thought I won't go, I won't observe it anymore. But I did. When it came to the point I did, well, that was the last time. This time I am going to celebrate Anzac Day my way, with my feelings, my photos, my cameras on paper in print, even if it rubbishes old eyewash about national characters, think of the past. Australians are this, Australians are that, Australians make the greatest soldiers, the best fighters. It's all rubbish. The Europeans here, new Australian migrants, force us to see that all people are pretty much the same. And that is the best thing that ever happened to this country. Maybe the next generation won't be so one-eyed. In the evening of the day, Dot and Waka are waiting for Alf. Waka is asked to talk about the first Anzac Day. He says, soon we was all dug in, up and down them hills. We stayed there in the stinking heat with the stinking flies and the bully beef and dysentery and sometimes the dark trenches not 10 years away. We stayed there 9 months. Then we pulled out, the whole bang lot of us. When we went in there, we was nobody. When we come out, we was famous. Anzacs ballyhoo. Photos in the papers. Famous, not worth a crumb. Huggy returns home and narrates his experiences of the day and how he took photos of the men. He says, everywhere you look, every suburb you go through, and we went through them today. Every pub, every street, all over this damned country, today men got rotten. This is the day. After many days of the Anzac Day, Dot is present in the lounge. Hughie comes and shows the newspaper to his mother. Huggy had an argument with Jan about the article. Dot wants her husband and son to forget about the argument and make up. Alf sees the newspaper and gets enraged, and the argument begins between them once again. However, Huggy expresses his feelings, what he feels about his father. He says, "You have got to know, you would better know once and for all how I feel. That is your famous old diggers to me, great, stupid, drunken." Then Alf slaps Huggy, and then Dot also joins the argument and explains how do they feel about the Anzac and what it means for them. She says, "Did not cost your old man to go out in a blaze of glory. It is the ones like Waka who come back knocked up and get nothing, just nothing, and go on without a word the rest of their lives. They are the ones who give their all." There appears Jan and presents her point of view, or rather of her society about Anzac Day. According to her, her father has also participated in the wars, but he does not show it off like Alf. Later, Huggy tells his parents that he had an argument with Jan as he did not want to publish the article, but later went ahead the decision to publish it. He apologizes to Alf, and Alf tells them that he did not get the executive job. Later, Huggy gradually understands his parents' point of view, more importantly, of his father. Major themes in the play: father and son's conflict. The play is not merely a presentation of the celebration of commentary on the celebration of Anzac Day. It is a play about two individuals who hold distinct opinions about the Memorial Day and who belongs to two different generations of ideas, situations, and opportunities. More importantly, the two individuals belong to the same family and holds a very significant relationship too, that is of father Alf and son Huggy. Huggy used to be part of the celebration till recently, but suddenly develops a disliking towards the day. In this play, a son questions his father about the validity of the Anzac Day. His father finds it strange to accept the sudden change in his son's attitude, whereas the mother tries to hold the family together. The close family friend, Waka, who has survived the wars, recollects his own experiences of the trauma. Further, Jan Huggy's girlfriend, as a character, not only presents the opinions of an outsider, but also of a distinct class. Nevertheless, it is conflict between tradition and modernity, which it explained by drawing a contrast between the parents' attitude towards the day and of their sons. Alf, the father, values Anzac Day as he was also once an army man, and moreover, he also enjoys drinking on that day. He says, "I'm a bloody Australian, mate, and it's because I am bloody Australian that I am getting on the grog. It's Anzac Day this week. That is my day, that is the old digger day." But his son questions the fundamental idea of the day's celebration. He says, "Do you know what you are even celebrating today? Do you? Do you even know what it all meant?" According to Huggy, Anzac Day comes to mean the day of drinking. He says, "No, Dad, you started it. You dragged me by the hand through mobs of them like this, just exactly like this. That is all I ever saw on Anzac Day. Every year, year after year, a screaming tribe of great, stupid, drunken no-hopers." Alan Seymour has also said about the changing relationship and conflictual values between the two generations. He said, "Australia is going through a transitional phase, and young Huggy, the university student of this play, sums up the new generation's distaste for old customs and new institutions when he attacks his father about Anzac Day, which Hagi believes has become a boozy, meaningless ritual. The conflict which breaks out could happen in any family, between any father and son. The disagreement over Anzac Day crystallizing the conflict between two generations. Theatrical Bonazak, 1961, quoted in Men at Play, Masculinities in Australian Theatre since the 1950s. Jonathan Bolen et al. Say, the conflict between father and son is physically enacted at the climax of the play. Alf hits Hug, backhands his son viciously across the face for disrespecting the ex-servicemen who march on Anzac Day. The play reveals different levels of understanding of the day or any other special day of a country. In other words, the play presents to the readers how meanings of any special day or days of national importance changes with the changing time and generations. Nevertheless, the play takes the audiences or readers from a superficial understanding or idealistic manner of celebration of any memorial day to the deep feelings of those who have sacrificed everything for their country. The playwright, through the three significant characters, that is Alf, Hagi and Jan, gives distinct and conflictual opinions of the day or from meaninglessness to the meaning of the celebration. Now, let us summarize the module. In this discussion, you have studied about the Australian play The One Day of the Year by Alan Seymour. Further, you came to know about his works, background of the play, Anzac Day, setting, characters and plot of the play and major theme of the play. For further discussion and for further reading, you can consult the further reading list, and you can follow all the references provided in the e-text and links provided here for your further interest, furthermore reading, and you can consult the self-assessment file attached here for the self-assessment on this module or on this topic. Thank you.